Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Gina.
And welcome back to the 38th episode of the Valid Vibes podcast.
Where the vibes are valid.
Because they are real and authentic.
All right, first try. There we go. All right. So, welcome to episode 38. We got an awesome show planned for you. Obviously, this is not Novins. This is Gina. So, Gina, you want to talk a little bit about yourself before we tell everyone what we're going to get into today?
Sure. I'm a speech-language pathologist for the Department of Education at PS9. I'm also a proud single mom to my 9-year-old boy. And I love running for my mental health. And I am the founder and runner of a run club called Team G.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've known Gina for about 3 years now, right?
Yeah.
3 years.
But your mom 10.
Yeah, my
Yes.
mom 10. Shout out to
Love your mom.
I love her too.
Yes.
But yeah, when we were talking about podcast guests, Gina was one of the first people that came to mind. Just she's so inspirational. She does so much, and she wears so many hats. And she really cares about mental health, which is also super, super important, obviously, to us. And it's a running episode.
Yes.
We're going to talk about running. We're going to talk about all the effects that running has on your mental health.
Yeah.
All the things it kind of does to your body, which isn't as fun. And everything in between. So let's get right into it. But before we start, we're going to go with our valids and our invalids. Does anyone want to start?
I could start.
All right, go for it.
All right, my valid would be, since I'm a speech therapist, one of my students met their goals, met their speech and language goals.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy about that. Yes.
That's awesome. Nick, what was your valid for the week?
You go first.
I go first? Okay. So my valid for the week would definitely be the sushi I ate about 5 minutes ago. I had a lot of really awesome valids this week that I was trying to come up with, like, what to say. And then I had the best spicy scallop roll I've ever had in my entire life.
All right, that's a valid.
Yosuke.
Okay.
Best sushi on Staten Island. Shout out Yosuke. Please sponsor me. I will do anything for free sushi. But it was so good. It was just like the texture, the quality of the fish, the flavor.
All right, good to know.
It's fantastic. And they play country music in there. It's a sushi
All
place
right.
that plays country music. Yeah.
Now I gotta try.
It was made for me.
Okay.
And you never suspect it either. It's you know what's it called? Like, you know where Domino's is on, like, in Pleasant Plain?
Of course.
Yeah. It's like right in the back of there next to the Dollar Tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of new.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick, did that give you enough time to think of a valid, bud?
Yeah, mine's gonna be stupid, but it's okay.
No, it's never stupid. It's valid.
All right, my valid for the week is I got a new pickleball paddle, which I do every week, but I finally think I found the one that I like the most. So,
Okay. Which one did you get?
The Carbon 1X.
Okay.
What is his name? Michael Wilson? Is it Michael?
No, Michael Wilson's a wide receiver.
No. It's Wilson.
Arnold Wilson?
No, Thomas Wilson.
Yes.
Thomas Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. This is Nick's 16th paddle since he started playing pickleball. Really happy for you. Hopefully this is the one. I don't know if we could keep cycling through paddles, but that's awesome.
We'll see next week. I probably have a new one.
Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna get to our invalids. Does anyone want to start? I could start.
I could start.
All right, go for it.
My invalid is I hate paperwork at our job. It's just so much.
It's so
I stayed at
much.
work until 5 o'clock today to finish it.
5?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Paperwork
That's
is hard.
horrible.
Yeah.
We
That's
get
my
out at
invalid.
2:20.
Yeah. You stayed behind.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I actually had a very similar invalid. I had a ton of homework to do.
Okay.
It was rough. I'm not gonna lie. I did not appreciate it. Most of it was redundant. I feel like I'm finding myself saying the same thing over and over and over. And I don't know if that's like a preview of what like adulthood is, but like I'm not for it. I need I need to be doing different things.
Okay.
And the homework is literally like it's just over and over. Like I'm regurgitating exactly what you want to hear, and it doesn't feel like I'm learning anything.
But as long as you get it done.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
3 months away from 2.5 months away from a degree. So
there we go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Nick.
My invalid is that we went back to work this week because last week we had off. It was a nice break, and we had nice weather during that break too.
Yeah.
So.
And the kids definitely realized that we had off a week too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They were, yeah. They were like,
on another level.
Yeah.
Yes.
They needed to remind us that they had off.
Mm-hmm.
Like we forgot.
So yeah. They missed us so much.
Like, I'm in your life, whether you like it or not. And this is how I'm gonna be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get right into it. I'm not gonna embarrass Nick with the sheer amount of marathons he's run. So between the three of us, we have 8 marathons combined. Wow. Nick accounts for 5 of them.
I'm one.
But yeah, we've all ran for charity. We've all ran New York.
Yes.
Me and Nick have Disney as well. I know that's something that Gina wants to do, and we're gonna get into
Run Disney. Yep, yeah, I'm coming for Run Disney.
And we're gonna get into all of that. But I think first maybe we'll start. Nick, do you want to tell everyone why you run?
So if none of you heard of Michael's Cause, I run for Michael's Cause. Michael's father asked me in like 2019 if I wanted to run a marathon. So I said yes, definitely, because I'll do it for Michael. I'm super close to Michael. Michael has a disease, Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's a disease that affects all your muscles. So Michael, unfortunately, is not walking anymore. He's in a wheelchair. So that was my motivation to run, and I'm going to just keep running for him.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And I've heard that so many times, and every time I hear it, I still have to like pause after you say, because I feel what you're saying.
And you guys ran for Michael too, so
yep.
that means a lot too.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Gina, you want to talk about why you got into running?
Sure. I've had the pleasure of running for Michael's Cause as well, but I first started during COVID. Being a single parent is not easy, so I had to have an outlet that was safe when we couldn't be around anybody, and I could just do it on my own, and running definitely provided that type of just peace and quiet that I needed during a really crazy time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And again, I give you so much credit for doing all of this as a single mom, because like I'm doing it and I have someone to do everything for me, and I'm like, I can't handle this. So for you to do that, it's insane.
Thank you.
I got into running really because I watched Nick run the marathon, and I was like, damn, I want to do that. Like, it felt really, really good. I'm obviously very close with Michael and Michael's Cause, and I really want to do it for them as well. I trained for it the first year, and I fractured my foot 6 weeks before. And so I had to watch all my friends cross the marathon line from home because I was too big of a baby to do it in person. But that really gave me the strength I needed to push myself for the year after, and I wound up completing the New York City Marathon. So, yeah.
So when we ran together, that was
my first one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would have ran it the year before.
Got it.
But,
okay.
Yeah. And I really, I was trying to fight with the doctor. I was like, I can't just run 26 miles. He was
just
like, no.
26?
You definitely can't just run 26 miles.
I remember during training, I saw you on Highland Boulevard.
Yeah. Yeah,
we took a picture, sent it to your mom.
Yeah. We had the crew.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why we all run. I feel like people, unless you're really, a little bit, just an animal, you really don't run just because you love running. There's always that underlying reason. Yeah. So now we're going to talk about kind of what training looks like. I know, especially for you, training has certainly evolved from time 1 to time 5. But let's get into it. What do you guys think that the hardest thing was about training? What did you do to train?
You have to reconfigure your entire schedule to running.
Yeah.
Yes.
You live and breathe on the schedule of running. So when we ran it, we had a document of each week, 20-week, we did the 20-week program. And it was just, we were locked in. It didn't matter if we had a communion, confirmation, wedding. We were running at 4:30 in the morning just to get those miles in. So you have to be dedicated.
Yeah. It's 100% true.
You have to get those long miles in, those long runs in.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Nick, I know, obviously the first time you trained, you were living by the run, you were dying by the run. What inspired you to just go for the 4th one and the 5th one?
With training, I took training serious. My first marathon, I was definitely nervous for it, but I knew I would get it done. After the years, I did get lazy with the training. I think it was my 3rd marathon, New York City Marathon. I didn't train at all for it, and it really hit me hard.
Yeah.
physically and mentally. It was tough. So I do recommend training. It's hard because it's like a lot of time consuming, as Gina said, but it's worth it.
For sure.
You won't feel as worse after.
And I'm kind of in the earlier boat because when I first ran, like the first time when I fractured my foot, I was overtraining. So I was running a lot faster than I should be, doing more runs than I should have because I was so worried I wasn't going to be able to do it.
I went through that too.
Yeah.
Rest days
I
and
understand,
recovery
yeah.
are
Or just
very
as important as running the long miles.
But active recovery, I feel like, because like when I trained Disney compared to New York for the second time, like New York for the second time, whenever I finished a run, I laid down and like just needed to like feel all of my pain, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I just needed to like lie down and like cover myself in ice. When I ran Disney, I played pickleball, like I was going to the gym.
It
makes such a big difference.
Yes.
And when we ran Disney, we already bought tickets for Epcot the day after. And we were all, it must have been,
imagine.
What time did we wind up like getting out of bed? Like 4:30, 5 o'clock? Or was it even late? No, I'm saying to go to Epcot.
Oh, in the morning?
No.
To go to the race?
No, after the race. Like when we were going back to Epcot.
Oh, yeah, it's probably like 4, 5.
The park, we had like 4 hours to go before the park closed,
gosh.
and Annie was like, "Get out of bed! I'm not taking care of any of you. You bought these tickets. Your bodies are gonna be so sore if you don't just get up right now." And it made a world of a difference.
Okay.
Like I was hobbling. It wasn't pretty.
In
but
the moment,
Okay.
it's not pretty. Yeah.
No, Annie tried to get me a wheelchair. I was like, no, I don't need
You're
a
like, no, it's
wheelchair.
okay.
But like, you really like the active recovery. I feel like really makes a huge
It
difference.
does.
Wait, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Did you go through like the blues after the marathon or Run Disney?
Oh yeah.
I was reading books about like
What do you mean
runners
the
go through
blues?
like the blues of like a little depressive state
Yeah.
after you work towards a goal for so long and then it's done.
I was looking for everything to plug like that productiveness. Like I
Okay.
needed anything and everything because like especially like when you combine that with the fresh start effect, like do you guys know what the fresh start effect is?
No.
No.
So we talk about it a lot. The fresh start effect is basically like when you like when a new time oriented goal, like whether it's a new week, a new month, a new year, like when that starts, your motivation increases, like your determination increases, like depending on how you orient yourself. And so like the first week of the year we ran a marathon and I kind of looked at it like, how am I going to top this? I have 358 days to top this. It's not going to happen. Okay. And now there's an extra day because I didn't know it was leap year until after. So, but yeah, so like I definitely went through that, and I'm still kind of trying to find something to kind of plug that hole.
Yes.
New York City.
But no, never again, never ever again.
New York City is a beast.
New York City is a
monster.
monster.
I read every book about the New York City Marathon. It was nothing compared to what I came up with.
No. I mean, anytime you willingly submit to running over 4 bridges.
Right. I think a lot of it I forgot too.
Oh, yeah.
I look back on the pictures because you've been posting pictures of running, so I went through my marathon photos and I'm like, I don't even remember.
I didn't even buy most of mine.
I bought the whole package at the expo. Okay.
I bought the one plaque. Like, so I had that with the
cool.
medal, but like I bought 1 or 2 pictures because my parents wanted them.
Of course.
I didn't want to buy any of the pictures because I was like just in so much pain.
No, but I went through that depressive period for like up until Christmas. I just struggled that we worked so hard towards one goal and it's over.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's true.
We're not meeting for a run on a Tuesday
no.
and running 5 miles. Like I couldn't understand that it was done.
Yeah.
So I had such a tough time with that. That's why I think I keep on making long-term goals.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is what you're saying about the starting effect.
Yeah, exactly. That fresh start effect, it really like went like, especially that Disney was so close to the beginning of the year. I think I really felt it more. So like combined with the marathon blues and seasonal depression because it's in January.
Right. Double whammy.
Yeah, it was really more of a like it was mentally like going over 4 bridges. Like it was really a struggle. To train in the cold was the first bridge, then to actually get through the race, I lost. I'm sure you remember. I lost my contacts the morning of the race. I only had 1 contact.
No.
And so it was on the towel that I showered with the day before. I guess when I wiped my face, it came out, and I didn't. I was mortified. I was tearing the apartment or the room up like a monster. I was like, I can't find it. And then Annie's trying to help me. I'm getting nasty with her. She's like, all right. She's like, this isn't really productive. Retrace your steps. I was like, I've been retracing my steps for the last 20 minutes. That doesn't help.
Wait, it was also like, what, 3:30 in the morning?
It was 3:30 in the morning. Yeah.
It's early in the morning, right?
Yeah, they start early.
Yeah. And I didn't sleep well the night before because I was nervous, whatever.
Of course.
So, like, what's it called? Like, I got like 3.5 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find my contact. I'm an absolute mess. And it was on the towel I slept with.
So you did find it right before you ran?
I found it maybe 15 minutes before we left.
Yeah.
I had just
I would have been
enough
like-
to eat peanut butter and jelly. I think I actually found it. Yeah, if believe me, if I'm wrong, she'll tell me. But I think I was the one that actually found it. It was terrible. It was a mess.
Yeah, morning of marathon that's a very
It's a
nerve-wracking
beast.
time.
Yeah.
It's a beast.
So what did you do the morning of the marathon?
My son was with my mom, so I didn't have him in the morning. I meditate every morning, and I do
Nice.
affirmations just to start my day because you wake up, and when you're a parent, there's a zillion things going through your mind about the things you have to do and the things you have to get done. I did that, and then I was like, I have to get to my friend's house because we have to get to St. George, and it was quick. I had everything laid out because I have to have everything laid out the night before, and I had the
Nice.
bag ready to go with the food and the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I think we started texting very early that morning. We were like, this is it.
Yeah.
And it's 78 degrees out. This is it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was one of
When
the
I
hottest
walked out
nights.
of my
Yeah.
house and I wore shorts and I was like, I don't have to wear a layer, I was like, oh, I'm worried.
I know. And I had
I'm
the
worried.
long sleeves ready too, and I walked outside and I walked right back in. I was like, no.
Yeah, I'm worried.
No.
That morning is just such a blur, I think, for me.
Yeah. I feel that.
You know?
I remember because I went with Nick, so Nick
Okay.
started like 3 hours before me.
Oh, you
Yeah.
had different
Or two-
start times.
Yeah, so I had to wait at the starting line for 3 hours, and
Oh,
everything and anything like that I could have thought went through my head. Like
Yeah.
my brain was just absolutely like
Yeah, no.
on overdrive.
What time did you start?
Like 10:30.
Okay, we started 9:30.
Yeah, you guys started
You were
early.
early.
We started early, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you have the top of the Verrazano or the bottom?
Um,
I had the top.
that
Okay.
year I was on the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did they even run people on the bottom that year? Yeah,
I think so.
They
Yeah.
had to.
I was like, I
Yeah.
have to be on
Yeah.
top. If I'm gonna do this, I
The-
want that picture on the top.
The latest
the
one, I
bottom
was
is
on
like
the
soul
bottom.
crushing.
Right. I would have made my way to the top.
Yeah.
My
I'd be like,
first
"What?"
one, my first one, and the latest one that just passed, I was on the bottom.
So what's
Is
it
it
like
diff-
running on
yeah.
the bottom? Do you feel
Honestly,
a difference?
the incline is definitely not as much. So
Right.
It's
That's
definitely
true.
helping long term.
I didn't consider
But-
that.
The view is not as good.
Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
remember looking over to New York City and being like, I have to make it all the way over there. And
Yeah.
freaking out at
Yeah.
mile 1.
Yeah, but it's awesome. Like when you ever on Verrazano Bridge.
No, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
those are my
to
favorite pictures.
walk
Those are my
over,
favorite
It's
run
true.
pictures.
over, you know.
And when you drive over the bridge, I'm always the person to be like, hey, I ran over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
every
tell my
time.
son all the
Every
time. He's like, Ma, how many times? I'm like, but you feel the balance. Did you feel the balance when you were running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And they like put that like tape on the like creases. I don't know if you remember that.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
They have like
No
some
way.
creases. They have like tape
Yeah.
just so it's flat and there's no like divots.
Yeah.
Whoa, I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah. So let's get into New York a little bit because it's a common experience we all had.
Mhm.
It's something I think you gave me the statistic. What is it? Like 1% of the world
Less
completes a
than 1%
marathon.
of
Less
the
than
world's
1%.
population do a
Wow.
marathon.
And we've all either done or are planning to do at least 2 more. Forget about it.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
it's pretty wild. So like I feel like this experience is pretty unique.
Yeah.
I feel like we should talk about it.
Yeah.
What was it like mentally? What was it like physically? Just anything really.
Physically was crazy. I felt like at mile 6 and 7, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
It was way too hot. I felt like I wasn't prepared for the hot weather.
Nobody was.
Nobody was.
It was like the
It's
second hottest
November.
marathon in history.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I usually like the hot, but not when you're running 26 miles.
No.
Um,
No way.
the crowds are absolutely incredible.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're amazing.
The bands in the Bronx were incredible.
Yeah.
I don't really remember a lot of it. I feel like a lot of it was just get to Central Park
Yeah.
and get that medal to show your son that we
You're
could
gonna
do
have
hard
to do
things.
another one.
I feel
I
like
have to do
Single
an-
one.
I know. Well, I'm gonna do Hawaii when I turn 40.
yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna all do Hawaii when I
that's
turn
in the
40.
book.
Yeah.
100%.
But my friend sent me that the other day. I was like, I can't afford this right now, but I do have a plan for when it's happening.
No, we're
And-
going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
3
It's
years.
absolutely happening.
100%. Mhm.
Yeah. I can't wait. I think that's gonna be an awesome, awesome run.
Yeah.
I definitely think you should stop and hug your family when you see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I regret.
Oh, you didn't do that?
No, I was an emotional wreck.
Okay.
I if you could probably see it from the video you guys took,
Yeah.
like I'm already crying before I crossed the finish line
Oh,
because it was 2 years of work.
I love it.
It was
Yeah.
I love
it was really, really hard, and especially that race. Like I came out quick. Like
Okay.
I must have got like 11, 12 miles in,
It's the
like
adrenaline.
just on like a pace that's completely unrealistic for me. I was doing like 10 minutes or like 11 minutes, and I went in. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do like
Was your
11:30,
adrenaline?
12:30, and then after that, I was done. I hit the Queensboro Bridge. My soul was crushed.
That's the worst part of the race.
Yeah.
You think so too? It's so eerie.
Yeah.
It's so eerie and quiet.
It's
It's
mile 15.
horrible.
There's
Yeah.
no
No
cheering,
crowd.
no crowd, and the bridge
But then
is
when you
dark.
come down off that bridge, it's wild.
That puts us into Harlem, right?
Yes, which is
Like-
by far the best part of that race.
I like Harlem a lot.
Yeah.
It's flat.
Yeah.
The crowd goes crazy.
The crowd goes
It's-
wild.
It's like after the worst part of the race. So.
Yeah. I actually got lucky on the Queensboro Bridge because I met somebody. He saw like I was like taking a little walking break. He gave me a little bit of his water. He was like,
Oh no way.
yeah, he was real cool. Shout out to Dylan. I don't know if you're watching this.
Oh, whoever you are, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But he was like, hey, this is the worst part. He was like, everyone hates this part. He was like, I'm running this just because I lost a bet.
But isn't
Oh
that
my
like the
God.
run community right there, helping
Yeah,
each other
yeah.
out?
Exactly. And we walked the whole thing.
That's amazing.
yeah.
I
I
walked.
walked, I got to
I
know
walked a
him.
lot too.
Yeah.
I had to.
It happens.
You have to.
My-
No, my peanut butter and jelly sandwich fell. I'm like, okay, this
You're
is
lucky
it.
because I would have been looking at that bridge and I would have been like, ah.
I thought about picking it up, and I'm like, should I pick it up? I don't know.
That's
I have a
tough.
similar story to you. My first marathon, probably around mile 18 or 19, I hit the wall, which is a real thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was walking, and some guy, he finished the race already, probably started really early, and he came to me with his medal, and he's like, you gotta go get this, you gotta win, and he just hyping me up, and then it
Yeah.
got me running again. So that helped me get
Incredible.
past the wall. that
That's
year,
awesome.
yeah.
That's the run community for you.
Yeah. Nick, you mentioned the wall, and we're familiar with that, but you want to tell everyone watching what that really is? Because that's such a
Yeah.
commonly used term in the running community, and it really, like, epitomizes the mental struggle.
100%.
Of running.
So basically, the wall is at a certain point in your run. It doesn't have to be you running a marathon. It could literally be you running 5 miles. Maybe you hit the wall on a 5-mile run. It happens. And it's just your body just stops. Your legs are just giving up. Your body's fatigued, and it's just like a really breaking, like your body just breaking down.
Yeah.
And it's a tough point when you're running, but once you get past it and you keep going, then you're good.
Yeah.
You have to do like
So-
one foot in front of the other. At that point, mentally, when you
Exactly.
get there, it's just
Yeah.
one foot in front of the other.
I was told
Yeah.
when you do hit the wall, you got to dedicate that next mile to something that motivates you.
We did that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that helps me get through the wall too.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I like what you said about the physical, and also, like, I don't, like, when you are running and you hit the wall physically, you hit it so
Mhm.
mentally, too.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, you've been training for this for, let's say, 5 months.
100%.
Let's go with 5 months. I might even be undershooting a
Yeah.
little bit. But you've been training for it for 5 months, and now everything that you worked for, you still feel sore. You still feel like it's coming out from under you.
100%.
It's scary. It's a legitimate thing. It applies even outside of running, I feel like, when people get so close to the sun and they're
Mhm.
like, oh crap, like it's hot up here.
Yeah.
As dumb as that sounds, like, it's 100% true. Like, you get that doubt, it creeps in. And I like what Nick said, dedicate that next part to somebody you love, dedicate it to something special to you, because that's the only way you could Kool-Aid man through that wall.
Yeah.
And that's really what you got to do. You
I
got to
like
commit.
that.
You got to Kool-Aid man, oh yeah, right through the wall.
Yeah.
And you keep going.
I just kept on thinking of my son. I was like, I can't. So many people were passing out in front of me. Did you guys have that
Oh my
experience?
God,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. So many bodies were
So
on
I
the
kept
floor.
on saying, your son is watching. You have to make it to the end and get him that medal. You have to
Yeah.
get to the end to get him that medal. That's all I kept on thinking of. And my whole family was there. And I come from a family of very strong women. And I'm like, I cannot disappoint them. I got to make it to the end of this.
Yeah.
And you did.
And we did.
And you did.
Yeah.
And you didn't disappoint them at all. You made them very, very proud.
Thank you.
Now I feel like an idiot because you guys had such awesome wall stories. I was listening to the Bills versus the Jets, and the Jets were at home. And
Oh, you were listening to...
I was listening.
Oh,
I had
listened
Red
to
Zone
nothing.
on the whole time because I had
Oh.
fantasy
You listen to
football.
anything?
No, because I feel like I was so overwhelmed with the crowd.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the crowd helps. I have my headphones, but I don't turn my music on until mile 15, getting onto the Queensboro Bridge.
But I have to get this one, not the,
over.
AirPods
Yeah,
anymore.
I
Andy
have
just
the
bought me those
over
for
one.
Christmas. It made
Because
such a big
then they
difference.
fall, and then you're looking...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to get
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, the Jets beating the
Oh
Buffalo
my
Bills
Yeah.
carried me
During
another
the New York
mile
City
and a
Marathon.
half during the New York City Marathon. And at one point, Annie was calling me because she was like checking in
Aw.
because I slowed down. She was like, "Are you coming? Are you okay? Are you moving?" I said, "You have to stop because this is a
Aw.
one-score game right now, and I need to know what happened." So this could be for the division. The Jets wound up losing 7 games in a row, but they won the one that I needed them to, and it's
Yeah.
the first time they haven't disappointed me in 23 years.
All right. But is that your way of like tapping out to what you're doing?
Yeah, 100%. When I run, somebody asked a question, and we'll get into questions later, but I'll address this one real quick. Somebody asked the question, like, what music do you recommend? I listen to podcasts. I
I've
can't
done
run
that,
with
yes.
music.
I listen to music.
I've done both.
I just feel like if I'm running to music, either A, I'll speed up really fast, so I'll
Yes.
get excited, and I get that some people use that to their advantage, but, like, to me, like, I get too excited and I go too fast.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, a podcast is just engaging. Like
Yes.
like engaging. Like I'll
Like
listen
this
to
one.
exactly.
So when you go for your next run, listen to
Yeah.
Valid Vibes podcast.
And picture how much pain we were in, and good luck. But yeah, like I was listening to Survivor podcast, I was listening to
Okay.
Fantasy Football podcast, like anything I could do, like financial podcast, even anything I could do to just take in information.
Maybe I should have done that.
It helps.
But the crowds were so loud.
Oh yeah. And I put one in most of the time
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I needed the crowd, and the crowd
Okay.
is, oh my
What
god.
about training? Did you do podcasts for training?
Oh yeah, the whole time. The whole time.
No, we didn't because we were together.
Yeah,
So we would just talk.
but that's
good,
nice.
Yeah, it was
That is
wonderful.
nice.
Because when I trained for Disney, I did that with Vin.
It was
with Nick's
wonderful.
brother, and it was so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost enjoyed the training more of the togetherness
Yeah.
than I did competing. What do they say? Enjoy the process, not the result.
The journey, not the destination.
Yeah, like
kind of
I
thing.
enjoyed the journey
Yeah.
so much with them.
Yeah.
It was we were together all the time. It was like that was our time, and like we can unpack about anything,
Yeah.
work, life, parenting, and then the day was wonderful. But it was just I loved the journey.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's it called? I think Jackie said it. She was telling the kids, like, because one of the teachers at the school just got into running. Shout out to Jackie.
Woohoo!
And she was talking, she's a dance teacher, so she was talking about, like, how, running is very similar to dancing, very similar to acting.
Yes.
Like all of your runs, all of your practices lead up to the performance. Your big race is your performance.
Yes.
So as nice as, as nice as that achievement is, like, one, you really don't know what to do with yourself after you're done because you don't have to practice anymore.
Right.
But two, like, you really cherish that time practicing, like, especially when you're doing it with somebody.
Oh,
like,
it was wonderful.
for Disney, when I'm running in the cold alone, it's like,
Right.
But,
Yeah, it was wonderful.
yeah, there's nothing better than training for New York with somebody.
Yeah, it was
It
an
was
amazing
really
experience with
nice.
Denny and Amanda.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm happy that you had that because
Yes.
it's sick.
Yes.
It's really, really awesome.
I don't know how you take it on without doing it with friends.
It's a different
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah.
Because, like, they would check. It was accountability, right? It was
Yeah.
like, did you do it? I'm doing it. We're going to meet on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, if I don't do it with them, it's not going to happen.
No, and I've definitely been guilty of that, like just
Yeah,
dropping
me too.
runs because like I don't feel
Of
like
course,
it.
of
and-
course.
I get lazy with it too. And
Yeah.
If I had someone to, we're going to run this time, meet up, let's go, it'll probably help me too. My first few marathons, I ran by myself, even all my training by myself, so it does get a little depressing at times. My last marathon, I ran with my friend Joe Gardner for about like 17 miles. And then we split up, but it really helped. We talked to each other the whole time, motivated each other. When one of us was going too fast, we slowed down a little bit, like keeping the pace. And then for the Disney Marathon, it was a lot of fun. We had 4 of us that ran together.
That was
we stayed
awesome.
together the whole time. That was a lot of fun too.
Yeah,
So.
And it was really funny because like when one of us would stop for like a character experience or to go to the bathroom, like you'd just see them running through the woods, and it felt like a loved one's visit on Survivor. Like I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No.
So basically, it always turns into Survivor with me. I'm sorry.
Oh, like they go into the woods?
Yeah, so like the loved ones visit, like after they strand them on an island for like 28 days, let's say, they bring out like their loved ones one at a time and they run through the jungle and they give them a big hug. It's like, ah, and they all cry because they're sleep deprived and food deprived and love deprived.
Okay.
But that's how it felt. Like, like I was like, Nick's back. He took a piss. Yeah.
Hey guys, I took a picture of Boo.
Yeah. So like, running with a buddy is definitely.
Yes.
Do you want to tell them about the time we were running, or do you want me to tell them about the time we were running?
Was that the first time we ever ran together?
It might, since high school, it might have been the first time we ran
the first time
together.
we were training together and we're running, and there's a bee that is like kind of by Chris's hat, and he decides to swat it down, and it stings me in the leg.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oopsie daisies.
I literally hit it so hard, and it went right into his leg. Like, it didn't even have a chance to redirect itself.
Yeah.
He's running. He goes, ah! I'm like, what?
You look sorry.
I don't even think I apologized.
Didn't you apologize?
I don't remember.
I don't think I did.
Kind of just put water on it and kept going.
Kept going, yeah.
It's like, do you want to? No, I'm fine. I know it's so hard to believe that Nick could be so angsty. Sponsored by Bowl and Basket. Bowl and Basket, don't sue us.
You're good under pressure.
I wish that translated to anything else. So yeah. Anything else we want to touch on New York about before we move on?
No, there's nothing like getting that medal that they put on you.
Nothing
like getting
that medal.
Crossing the finish line's awesome.
Yeah. Before we get into crossing the finish line, I just want to talk about the medical tents.
Oh my goodness.
Did you? maybe it was just me. Every time I ran past a medical tent, the thought crossed my mind, like maybe I'll just go in and they'll yank me.
I was so afraid to get disqualified.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I was like, don't go near them.
That.
Yeah.
Because it depends on what's going on, I guess.
Maybe.
Like, I did my third New York City Marathon, the one I didn't train for, around mile 13. I was going to use a bathroom right next to the medical tent. I go in there, immediately got out because it was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not clean marathon
right
people.
After that, I was kind of lightheaded a little bit, and I was feeling out of it. And I just, personally, I can't quit. I have a strong mentality with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also, Michael waits for me at the finish line, so there was no way I was quitting. So it helped me and my mentality to just push through. And I walked the majority of it, the rest of that race, but I finished it, which is the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is awesome.
The medical tents are a scary thing.
Maybe it's because I tilted my kneecap during it.
I do.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But like every time I ran
During
by,
New York City?
I mean, it was tilted after it. I'm assuming it happened
gosh.
during it because my knee was on fire. But
So did you ever go in?
no, I didn't. But every time I ran by it, I was
You were
like,
like,
maybe this is
maybe.
the one. Maybe this. But I was like, if they tell me I can't run, like I'm gonna have to train
okay.
again. Like in
Yeah,
my head,
yeah.
this was pre-Disney. I was like, I'm never
Yes.
doing this again. I need to get my medal and
Yes.
get out.
Yes.
We stopped Disney for, what, Tylenol we were getting?
Yeah, we were getting Tylenol.
Were the
I
tents
was
like
there-
all dressed up there? Like cute
No,
or no?
they were
the
just
tents
red.
weren't.
It was
Yeah.
red tents.
Okay,
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah. I was asking for salt packets. They had
Yeah, they didn't
no
have salt packets.
They looked at me
That's-
like I was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, you're like, I'm a New York City
Because
marathon.
Exactly.
I was prepared. I had salt packets, but it started to downpour at mile
Oh,
7.
no way.
So they were no good. Like you would open them, but they were all wet.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Sad. Yeah.
So
Oh my
I was
God.
just trying to get some salt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll close New York just with, it was an amazing experience. The crowd is really unlike anything I think I've ever experienced. I don't know about you guys. I usually don't get cheered for that much.
No.
No.
But anybody who's thinking about it, do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Just do it.
Like, there's really no excuse for you not to do it if it's something you want to do. If
Put
it's
your
not
mind to
something,
it
exactly.
And just do it.
if you're already going into it, oh, I don't know if I could do it. Maybe you can't.
You'll make the time.
You won't
You
do
gotta
it.
You
have a
want it
strong
bad enough,
mentality.
you'll do it.
Exactly. And we recommend you want it bad enough.
Yeah.
Just tell yourself that you can do it, and you'll do it.
Yeah. There are people like in wheelchairs that are doing it.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
their arms are killing them. There are people who have like
Prosthetic legs.
prosthetic legs,
Mhm.
exactly, that are
Yeah.
doing it.
It's incredible.
There are people with 2 prosthetic legs, literally,
Yeah.
like both legs are prosthetic,
Incredible.
and they find a way. And when you see that, and you're walking, first it's like I felt guilt. I don't know about you guys. I was like, oh shit, but it really just pushes you so hard to go faster and to hit that, like, go into that extra gear
And get to Central Park.
and get to Central Park.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's talk about the finish line, because that's obviously why you do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's also where it ends. It's pretty symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
It's what every runner who runs wants to hit, and that feeling, some people spend their lives trying to find it again.
Wow.
It's a crazy feeling of just pure endorphins. Yeah.
I think I was in shock
Yeah.
that it was like around my neck and it was finished.
Oh yeah.
I think I was in abs, and then you have to walk another
Oh,
2 miles.
God.
They do that
To
on
get out.
purpose.
I know.
I get frustrated every year, but they do it on purpose to help get rid of some lactic
Right.
acid.
But they should advertise it.
Yeah, no.
And
Like-
those bags of goodies are heavy.
Heavy, yeah.
I
And the
know.
metal's
I'm, like,
heavy
dragging
too.
The
them.
metal is heavy.
The metal's heavy too.
Oh, yeah, but the metal, I wore that for a straight week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wore it to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Oh,
MJ
yeah.
brought it to school.
Yeah.
He told
Yeah.
everyone in his class that I won the marathon.
That's awesome.
That's
You
awesome.
did.
And honestly,
If you
that's a
finish-
winning
I'm
moment in
like-
itself. That's so
He's like,
beautiful.
my mom won. I said, not quite, but sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're a winner if you cross that finish line.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
thank you. But in his little mind, he thinks I won the whole entire
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, all the kids were asking me. So you won? I was like,
Aww.
well, it's like,
But our whole
Yeah.
school community knew that we were doing it,
oh, they
which was
did.
pretty amazing.
And the way that they rallied,
Yeah, it was incredible.
that rally was amazing.
We are part of a very special school in Staten Island.
Yeah, it's nothing like it anywhere else.
family.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the finish line like for you? I'm obviously there have been 5 of them.
Yeah.
but-
Well, the last one I did, New York City, it was my PR, so I knew, like, around the time I was finishing that it was my PR, so it was more emotional, and also my family's there, Michael's there, Michael's dad's usually there too, his sister, everybody, so it is very emotional. Every time you cross it, it doesn't matter if
Yeah.
it's your first, your
Mhm.
5th, 20th, it's always going to be emotional. You just ran 26 miles.
Through
Oh,
New
yeah.
York
0.2
City, the
miles.
best place in the entire
Through 5
world.
Exactly.
boroughs.
Through
Yeah.
5 boroughs.
Yeah.
And
And
this-
4 bridges.
And the city is shut down for
Yeah,
us
for
to
you.
run.
Yes.
Exactly. You're never going to
It's
have a
just
bigger
so dope
playground
to think
in your
of.
life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy. For me, definitely, just like Nick said, the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've definitely become more emotional as I've grown older and more things have happened to me. But I definitely felt myself crying in Disney, and I bawled like a baby during New York
Yes.
just because it was so special.
I love
It
that.
meant so much, and I really didn't piece together how much it meant until I was staring at that finish line.
Yeah.
And it's just so symbolic of, like, you're going to cross. It's like crossing the threshold of greatness. It really is. Like, this is where you are. Like you're here. You're entering an elite 1% club right now. Less than 1% club.
You're a 100% a different person after a marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
You're 100% a different person.
Yeah. It's like enacting your own fresh start effect. Like your
Yes.
life pre-marathon and your life post-marathon are not the same thing.
No.
Like, I'm not scared of things anymore
No.
that I used to be scared of. I'm like, oh, you sure? But you want to run 13? We'll run 13.
Your,
literally.
But before that, I would have never said
Yeah.
it like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, sure.
13.
your mentality gets stronger from
You
it.
get
Yeah.
100%. And
Yeah.
the grind of every day, the grit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And even with dumb things, like how many times like I'll be doing something that's so stupid but so like tedious and annoying, like whether it's like an assignment or whether
Right.
it's like even like just making it through the day, and I'm like, I ran for 6.5 hours.
Me too.
Like I could do this.
You
Like
can do
Yeah.
this, yeah.
and
And-
even like with physical stuff, like I've done so much worse than this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know like I have more in me because I know what I'm capable of now. You really don't fully know what you're capable of. And this might not even be the ceiling, but the fact that you're capable of that, just, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
And for me, it was my 8-year-old son watching me, or 7-year-old son watching me as I went on all those training runs.
Oh, yeah.
For hours. And then he didn't understand then, but it was all led up to that one moment.
Yeah.
So just showing him, like, you got to work hard every day.
Yeah.
Towards the goal.
Exactly. And you're a superhero for that. Like, that's so special. And that you provided that for him.
I hope so.
It's amazing.
Time will tell.
Yeah. Yeah. But even that unique experience of watching your mom cross the finish line, like,
I hope he remembers it. We took plenty of pictures.
How do you not remember
I hope,
that?
yes.
That's a core memory for sure.
Yes, thank you.
And if you're really worried about it, you hang it over the
fireplace.
fireplace.
Just put it over his neck. Put it over his neck. Go to school.
right on top of his bathroom mirror.
Right, exactly. Not a big deal.
You want me to read the questions to you?
Yeah, do we think it's question time?
Yeah, because this
Sure.
question kind of goes with what you're saying. Describe the feeling of crossing the finish line in one word.
Oh, so that's a good question I'm hearing for the first time.
I know, I'm thinking.
That was a joke. I run the social media at Valid Vibes, guys. I don't know if you've known this. It's only my 5th time on, so I'm still fairly new. But yeah, so I saw the question. And I had so much time to prepare for this question, and I just don't even know still. Like, it's so hard to put into one
Did
word.
you
I
get to
would say-
prepare for the questions?
A little
I
bit.
didn't.
I would say unstoppable.
I like
It's a
that.
good one.
Yeah.
I like that. Do you want to say more?
I just like you said, it's like the beginning. It's like you finish something, but it could really be the start of something else. So
I
it's
love
just
that.
like you finish, but you're never really finished.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I said I was finished, and I
Right,
did
you
another
see?
one, and then I said I was finished.
And look at me. After New York City, I was like, I'm done. Now I'm
I
like
know.
Hawaii, run Disney.
Yeah, literally. It's a healthy addiction. It really is.
Yes. There's far worse things that we could be doing.
Exactly. Especially with your time, you know.
Yes.
There could be a lot worse things. This is tough. I think, honestly, the first thing that comes to my mind is rebirth. Like, it really does feel like a whole new life. Like, this is what you were capable of before. This is what you're capable of now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is, you're in an elite club. And I keep saying it. I just really want to drive it home. Like, this is a less than 1% exclusive membership club. And it's pretty free to get into. I mean, you do either have to raise money or, you know. But in terms of 1%, like, in terms of the 1%, like, the
True.
1% you usually pay a lot more for.
Yeah.
So it's really, like, it's monumental. It's so many things. But if I had to pick one word, it'd probably be rebirth.
Well, the word I'm going with is speechless.
Say more.
There is no more to say.
He's left himself speechless. You can't make it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just cross that finish line, so many things are going through your head, and then you just have nothing to say.
Yeah.
But isn't that peace?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
true. That, like, they call it a runner's high. I guess that's really what it is. But, like, I feel like eventually you hit, like, a state of tranquility. Like, it's above, like, highness. It's really just, like, there is nothing
Yeah.
going on in between my ears right now.
Yeah, I sat at
You're
the
on top
diner
of
with
the
my
world.
family, and
Yeah.
I didn't speak. I was just in shock.
Yeah.
They're like, "Are you all right?" I was like, "I just can't believe it's done."
Yeah.
You know, I think that's
Yeah.
like the runner's high. You
come
tap out.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Starting with that one, we're going to now be taking more questions from you, the watcher.
Okay, so how do you stay motivated, especially during the marathon? A lot of people said this in
Yeah.
a way. How do you stay motivated to run? Any mental blocks that you have? How do you push through that?
This was a popular one, and I feel like that's why a lot of people don't run it, is because they already envision themselves not having the motivation to do it. Or, like, they're already asking the question of, where do I find that motivation? And until you find it, you might not be ready for it.
I think I have a couple of answers.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
One, I have a very strong mental. How did you say it? Mental strength.
mentality.
Like when I put my
strong
mind to
mentality.
something, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also do a lot of visualization in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
So I have cards in the morning that I visualize things that I want. So I had a picture of me finishing the marathon. So I knew that was going to happen eventually. I do it for my son, and then I do it for my run club. They really motivate me to get the miles in, and because it's an accountability part of it. But once I put my mind to something, for me, it's in the bag.
Yeah.
There was no way that I wasn't going to do it. Like, I remember watching it in 2021 and telling my girlfriend, I'm going to run that marathon. I don't know how. I don't know how I'm going to get in, but I know I'm going to run it next year, and I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really great.
Yeah.
I know you said you had a few answers too, and I do have 1 or 2 answers, but
Obviously the big one was Michael's cause to me. Got me into running, so that's probably number 1.
yeah.
Another thing is my grandparents, especially when you're going on runs and long runs, you see things and your mind goes to so many different places and it makes you think of other things. And my grandparents come to my mind when I'm running. Another thing is when people call me crazy for doing all these marathons. I think it's cool.
I was one
It
of those
is.
people.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
I
you're
think I was
crazy.
one
I'm
of those
like,
people
you know
too.
what? I am crazy.
I think it's incredible.
And it's an awesome crazy. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I will say this, in terms of the motivation, like when we talked about hitting the wall, but mantras are so big. Like, especially the first time, like I was timing my breathing and my steps to like saying like, I run for those who can't.
Oh,
And it worked so well, especially like
I love that.
thinking of Mike and like keeping him
Yeah.
like close to me in my head and my heart, like while I was running, like that really like kept me going for a while. Like
I
it,
love that.
yeah.
That's a good one.
it really, really worked. So I would definitely recommend that. And I think like Gina said too, like surround yourself with a village.
Yep.
Like you
Yeah.
have a whole team like rooting you on. Like I know I had friends that have done it already. You obviously have Michael and his family and your family. Like just having people that you don't want to disappoint.
Yes.
If you're looking at it from that way, but 2 like people that when you do it, you know are going to be there for you and people that are going to be waiting for you.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing thing. Like accountability, people think about as like, oh, like, you know, like I need someone to keep me on track of this. I need someone to help me do that. But like accountability is also like these people are going to be here for me like when I do it.
And my whole family came out.
Yeah.
My aunts, uncles, my mom, my sisters. Like, it was crazy.
That's so awesome.
It was incredible.
That's really, really cool. Yeah. I would say that's probably
Yeah.
where I'm at on motivation. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
my aunt usually meet in Brooklyn.
Yes.
I'm mile like 3. So it's like early in the race too.
Oh.
So that's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps.
What are some common misconceptions about marathon running?
That you have to be an elite runner to do it.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it.
100%.
Someone wants to run the marathon, contact me,
Yeah.
and you will join Team G, and we will get you ready for the New York City Marathon.
100%. Gina does awesome work with Team G. Really dedicated group of runners, really awesome
Thank
group
you.
of people, led by a really awesome person. It's an amazing experience, and especially if you're on the fence about it, like I don't know, you'll start small, you'll do the important things, you'll learn how to get into it, and the minute you cross one finish line,
That's it. Then I got you hooked. Then I got you hooked.
Yeah.
hook, line,
I
and
always tell
sinker.
them, give me 1%. Just meet me at a park.
Yeah.
Meet me there, and I'll do the rest. Just
Yeah.
give me that 1%, and I will get you through the rest of it.
It's so true. I think going off of that, like anyone could do it. You also
Yes.
like I'll tell a quick story. I was working at a restaurant. I'm not gonna blow up the manager spot because I like him as a person. But when I fractured my foot the first time, he looked at me and said, "You're not built for this." He said, "I'm not even trying to be like a jerk." He said, "You have super thick legs." He's like, "You have a super thick ass." I was like, "Okay, the little whatever." He was like, you're like a heavy, like you're a bottom heavy person. Like you should be lifting weights. Like marathon running probably isn't for you. You're gonna keep hurting yourself. And I was like, awesome. I was like, thank you, because now when I run it next year, I'm gonna be like, hey, guess what I did?
I'm gonna think of you.
And I wasn't working there, like just the way the things worked,
Right.
like after that year. But I was like, oh, I really wanted it. Like I wanted to just send him the picture of me with
Yeah.
my medal, like signed.
Well, I had
Like,
doubters
thank
too.
you.
Yeah.
Did you ever had doubt?
Yeah,
They were
I
like,
did.
"You're not. You can't run that." I was like,
That
"What?"
also helps motivate you.
Yeah.
100%.
Because you have a lot of people that's like, you're gonna
Oh,
do
yeah.
that? No, you're not. And
100.
you're like,
I
"All
love
right,
those.
Watch
Yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about him in PT after for my knee. I was like, was he right? I was like, nah. And then I
No,
remember me with the medal. I was like, he is so wrong.
Don't let the haters get to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't have to be super thin. You don't have
No.
to. Yeah. you don't even have to have 2 legs. Like there are people that do it
That's
with one leg. There are
amazing.
people that do it with no legs. Like all you need is a brain and a mentality and a reason to do it.
It doesn't matter how fast you do it. It doesn't matter about time. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nope.
You just gotta cross the finish line.
Exactly.
And New York City, there's people that start early in the morning and they finish when there is no sun at night. It happens.
It was me.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how long it takes.
And that was so unique about, like, I know it's not related to this question, but that was what was so unique about Disney, was that we started when it was dark and it got lighter.
It was the reverse,
Oh.
The dopamine difference was crazy.
Yes, I'm sure.
Because you don't realize how much the sun really
Helps
gives you
out.
energy.
Yeah.
Like, it
Well, it's
was
the complete opposite of New
wild.
York.
Yeah, like New York was soul crushing when it got to like 4 o'clock because it was dark and I was like, oh.
And it was pouring like early on in the race, like mile 6.
Yeah,
so
we
it
had
was
to do
like
it in the
dark
rain.
out.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a tough part. It was like,
I can't wait to
I gotta do
experience
this.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna rain. It's Florida.
Yeah, this
All right, I'll be prepared.
Wear a poncho.
How has marathon running impacted other areas of your life? If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just one, patience. I feel like I have more patience now than I did before I ran, and maybe some people would disagree with that.
No, I
Annie.
love. Oh.
But but I feel like just in terms of like I did something for 7 hours, like 6 hours and 45 minutes. Do you know how tedious that is?
Yes.
Like
Well, what about the
one
training
foot
of
in
it?
front of the
Yeah.
let alone
Yeah.
the training. That's
Yeah.
100% true. So I definitely feel like I'm more patient because of it. And I also, because I ran my first marathon at 245 pounds, which is heavier. It's not, super heavy, but they say every pound you take off of your body is 4 pounds off your knees when you run.
Wow.
So I'm like super conscious of like my body now more than ever. And like
Mm-hmm.
from November of the year before to January of the year after, from New York to Disney, I was almost 45 pounds lighter. I came in at like 204 for Disney, and it made such a difference.
Wow.
So it really helped me like just kind of take back control of like my body.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, and I gained 20 pounds during marathon training.
Oh, during it, yeah.
Really?
20 pounds.
Because
Well,
you
there's
feel
so
like
many
you could eat
carbs.
whatever
Well, I
you
would go
want.
home and house pasta.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm good now. I don't know if I gained. I didn't lose. I don't know.
I really had to work really hard to cut that out, and like there would be days where like I
Okay.
go to bed with a headache, like whatever, but like I knew like for my knees, specifically
Okay.
my bad knee and my foot,
Okay.
like I needed to come in lighter because otherwise I was gonna get
Okay.
hurt again.
Okay.
But like it helped me translate, like I carried that, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess for me, it showed me the importance of grit, working towards a goal
Yeah.
over a long period of time.
Yeah. I like that.
For me, I think honestly just helped my mentality and mindset and everything in life. Just made my mentality stronger, and I feel like everything in life is with your mentality. So if you're gonna have a bad mentality towards something, it's probably gonna not end up too good.
Yeah.
So if you have a good mentality, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get this done. You're gonna do it, and you're gonna get it done, no matter what it is.
It's the law of attraction. You put positive out, you bring positive back to you. We love that here at Valid Vibes. We talk about it all the time privately. We talk about it here a lot. I don't think did we do an episode dedicated to it?
Spirituality.
Yeah, it was.
in there.
It was
Oh, I love
the
that.
bulk of it. I remember doing it, but I don't remember seeing the thumbnail of like, oh,
Law of attraction.
yeah. I forgot what I was talking
That could
about.
be a
Law of
whole
attraction,
episode in
but
itself.
yeah,
Keep that.
just put it in a notes app.
I love that.
But yeah, like that, the law of attraction, it's a real thing. Like you put positive out, positive comes back to you. If you tell yourself you can't do anything, guess what? You're right. You can't. And it shouldn't take
I
someone
believe in
else
that.
to bring you out of it. Sometimes it does, but someone else isn't going to get to you until you get to you first.
Oof.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
They tell us in social work school, your first client is you. Like if you have
Well,
like,
that's really good.
oh yeah, I needed like a 10-minute break. Like when they told me that, I was like, holy shit,
That's
I'm not
really
okay.
good.
I was like, there's too much going on up here for me to be my own client.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
We
But-
gotta get this wisdom written down.
I know.
As
I'm gonna get this
or
professor.
stickers made.
Yeah. That is a good.
Your
that is
first
a good
client
sticker.
is you. That's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah, but it's so true. Like until you address the
Mhm.
things that you have with you,
That
one in a
applies-
social work sense, how are you gonna help someone else? But two, in like a real life sense, like if you can't deal with your own perceptions about you, you're not gonna be able to shake off other people's perceptions about you, and you're not gonna be able to hit your true potential because you're gonna be so worried about what you think of you and what other people think of you. Once you drown out the noise, which is really cool about the marathon, like the audience, the crowd.
crowd?
Yeah.
Crowd. I was like, audience
Crowd.
feels too play. Once you feel the crowd, you really do drown out all that negativity. Like
Yeah.
it really is like just a sponge, like just
Yeah.
out.
They don't even know you. They're strangers just cheering you on.
Oh yeah,
What do they say? If you don't believe in humanity, go out and watch a marathon.
yeah,
If you don't believe in that we all want to help each other and love each other, go out and watch how people cheer on strangers.
it's true.
And
And
it's not just cheering though. They also have like water.
And
They have
pretzels.
bananas, pretzels,
Yeah.
everything. People make signs like there's such funny signs.
oh yeah, there was so in Disney, if you don't run a certain time, they have balloon people and they take you off because
Wait,
you
tell
need
me
to
about
meet
this.
it. They need
You'll
to
be
open
fine.
up the. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to maintain 16 minutes. You'll be
Oh,
okay.
okay.
But there was this one girl who had a sign. It was like, "My mom is a balloon person. Be nice." And
Oh.
I literally went up to her. I was like, "No." But like, even just a simple thing like that, like being able to talk to a stranger, and like
Yes.
just joke around with a stranger in an environment that's like acceptable and like totally
100%.
cool, like it just makes such a difference in like the way you view humanity. Because like
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like as much as people like to kind of throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks, I'm gonna say, just because I don't want to go super off the deep end. People are people at the end of the day, and it's just nice to be reminded of that sometimes, despite all the social media and all the bullshit and stuff like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys went into this, but if you want to say like one specific thing, what is your most memorable marathon experience? Do you feel like you answered that already?
I think my most memorable marathon experience was Disney, when Perry the Platypus. And I'm so serious. What
No,
was,
I
he was
believe you.
deep in there. He was like
Yeah,
mile 18 or
yeah, it'd
something,
be
right?
Like that.
And they were
He
playing.
was running? He
No,
was,
no,
oh,
No,
he was
well,
hanging out?
that was something in itself. We
Okay.
took off right before Captain Hook, and Captain
Oh.
Hook ran the whole time like he was holding a jar of dirt, like with the whole Jack Sparrow run.
Incredible.
Not Jack Sparrow, not Captain Hook, but he did the whole Johnny Depp run and everything. It was hysterical. But Perry the Platypus came on around mile 18, let's say, and he was playing Dr. Doofenshmirtz's greatest hits.
Oh
And
my
I grew up
good-
on that, so like I was gassed, I was
Wow.
winded. And now
I
I'm
would've
taking a
been
picture of Perry the
crying.
Platypus. I'm singing all the songs. The three of them are looking at me like, "How do you remember this?"
I have to do Run Disney. This is incredible.
Oh, it's such an
Yeah.
incredible experience.
It's awesome.
That whole run was really just.
It's
There
very
are so
different.
many good memories
It's
that
very
stand out
different
from
from
that.
New York City Marathon,
Yeah.
but
In a
it's
better
it's
way.
a good one. The crowd is definitely not.
Right, okay.
No, it's
Comparable.
not where it's at.
There's
Okay,
like
okay.
not a,
Maybe
a
it's
big
more of
crowd.
like the experience of the
It's
characters.
more of
and
the
stuff.
experience of Disney being in the parks when it's closed and
Yes.
seeing the
Yeah.
back end of the theme parks because you do
For
run
sure.
through the
Yeah, you
back
run
of some of the
around and
parks.
Oh,
stuff.
that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I had to pick between 100,000 people roaring and Perry the Platypus and Dr. Doofenshmirtz in the background, it'd be close. I'd probably flip a coin. But what about you guys? What's your most memorable marathon moment?
Well, I don't want to say like the traditional of like I saw my son. It was I actually
If
was
that's
next
it,
to the
say
guy.
it.
No, I was next to the guy who ran with the pineapple on his head.
I
No, I
passed him
swear to
too.
God. He's,
I
all, he's
forgot
very,
about
he's very
that
famous on
guy.
Instagram.
No, I passed him
Yeah.
too. We were
I-
probably close by each other. That
Maybe in the beginning, but I passed and I was like,
I know, it was impressive.
pineapple on his head.
For 26 miles, it did not
26 miles.
move.
We'll have to tag him on this because he's
Yeah,
on it.
The,
I
the
took a video
pineapple
of
guy.
it.
You did.
Yeah, I did. Of course I did.
I couldn't get my phone out.
Yeah. Mind you, I'm struggling to stay on my feet.
Well, I know.
And this
he
guy has
a
a full-blown
pineapple on his
And he
head.
was older too.
Yeah.
He had to be on his probably late
He's incredible,
60s.
whoever
Yeah.
you are.
Shout out to Pineapple
Yeah.
Guy.
Shout out to
Pineapple
Pineapple Guy.
Oh, I forgot that happened. That was
Yeah,
iconic.
that was awesome.
Uh-huh.
That
he
was
passed
so
me too.
great.
I'm like, this guy is pineapple on his head
Did
and
you
he's
imagine?
passing me.
And I was like, he has to have a thing on. Nope.
No.
I thought maybe like tape, but his head is just flat, so maybe it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might just have a balanced head for this.
But New York, there's a lot of cobble. There's a lot of like.
I know it's a lot of uneven terrain, so to be able to do that
Yeah.
in
An
itself
incline.
is
I
impressive.
saw him
Yeah.
all over Instagram the next day too.
Of
like
course.
like famous pages too. It was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're stalking is insane.
You found Pineapple Guy?
They found him already.
That you guys work fast, damn. I mean, I guess
Valid vibes.
Pineapple Guy Marathon.
Is it
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Literally.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, and he's famous because of it.
Yeah.
Wow, wait,
See?
that's actually nuts.
Yeah. If you
We'll have to tag him.
Yeah, we're going to have to
Yeah.
reach out. Maybe we can get him on.
Actually,
be a
guys, he's on
get.
the next episode.
That'd be a
Yeah, but
that'd
he
be a
needs-
haul.
He needs to do it with it.
Yeah.
He needs
Yeah.
to do the podcast with a pineapple on his head.
We should all do the
We should
podcast
find out
with
why
the
he
pineapple.
put the pineapple on his head.
Yeah.
There has to be a reason.
I'm gonna
He might
message
just
this
be
guy.
mad. But did you say your memorable
I
marathon
didn't.
moment?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the random guy coming up to me with his medal,
Yeah.
motivating me to get past the wall, because that really helped a lot.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. It's awesome when people do that.
That was really, really great.
Yeah.
I'm happy you had to have that experience because it's just it's a great story. Like you
Yeah.
tell it, and every time I'm like, damn, like people are good.
Yeah.
But
Right,
like
people are good. I like
exactly. I
that.
do want to add too, because you guys both remind me of it. The Queensboro Bridge
Mhm.
with a random stranger will live in my head forever. Just on the note of humanity is good. Like that's somebody that not that I never would have talked to, but like I never would have known.
Yeah.
So like having that experience, that like crazy important experience with someone
Mhm.
I'll probably never see again is like such a wild thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Even this last New York City Marathon, me and Joe Gardner, we were actually screaming on the bridge, like, we got this, screw this bridge, we're going to get through it. Yeah.
That's
So it was
awesome.
cool. And then I had a girl next to me talking to me. She's like, yeah, that bridge was horrible and stuff.
Aw.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome.
Alright, these are a little fun. What are some pre and post running workouts after a run? So these are more like tips that people are asking.
Do yoga for 63 days.
Stretch. We stretch a lot.
Yeah. Oh, big time stretch. Stretch
Yeah.
before, stretch after. If you need stretch during, stretch during. I
Right.
was doing the calf the calf stretches on the bridge, like on the side of
I
it.
ain't never done that. Okay.
Yeah, like just heel up kind of
Yeah.
thing, like and lean forward, so it really you feel it in your calf when they get tight.
Okay.
It's really, really helpful. The stretching. Pickleball.
I was going to say
Ah,
pickleball.
Yeah, Nick, talk about
okay.
pickleball.
Actually, pickleball helped with my training, too, because there's a lot of cardio in pickleball. You probably
Yeah.
don't realize it, but it is a lot of cardio, a lot of running in pickleball. And leading up to running long distances, it did help me a lot with my training. So it was cool. Even after like getting lactic acid out, it helped a lot.
Yeah. What about you? Did you do anything before, anything after?
No, we did stretching. If you've ever run on Team G, you know that I love to run with a stereo, so I run with music all
Yeah.
the time. So we usually blast music at the end.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
Love
because
that.
it's like a celebration.
Yeah.
3 miles, 2 miles, whatever it is. Because sometimes I'll get runners, I'll get people who've never ran before.
Yeah.
And if they've run their first mile,
That's
ran
an
their
achievement.
first mile, it's a huge achievement.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When mid run, like if I would feel like cramping and stuff, I actually start like punching my legs.
Yeah.
My legs. They like breaks it down to lactic acid.
And the one thing I'll add is strength training definitely helps.
Yes.
Strengthen your quads, your calves, your hamstrings. You're gonna feel it a lot when you're running, and I don't recommend you go super heavy. Don't try to hit your PR. Do reps. Just continue to build that muscle and build that strength. And really, if you know you're gonna do like a 20-week training program, like that's about 4 months out. 6 months out, you should really be strengthening your legs, and you should continue to do that process throughout.
We also did a lot of cryotherapy.
Yes.
That was amazing with
Yeah.
Angelo at Intox.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit, because that's
I
not
don't really
something
know
I
much
did.
about it, but I just went into a tank and it was for 3 minutes and it was freezing.
Oh yeah, I
It's
did
supposed
that
to
once.
speed up your
The
recovery,
recovery.
but it
Yeah.
was incredible. Angelo at Intox was incredible.
Yeah,
That's
I did that
awesome.
once. It was.
But it was
cool.
a mind game
Yeah.
too of like, can you stay in there for 3 minutes? So I used to put on a really sad love song, like Teddy Swims, and be like, let's just do this for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a mental game. Can you stay in there for 3 minutes?
Yeah, I've cold plunged before.
Yes,
Did, like,
I
3
wanna do
minutes in
that.
it.
Yeah.
It felt really good. Well, during it didn't feel good. 'Cause,
Right.
I hate the cold. Like
Me
even
too.
pools, if pools aren't like at a certain temperature, I hate them. So
Yeah.
a cold plunge, it was freezing, and it wasn't even hot outside when I did it. So
I wanna
that
do one of
helps a
those.
lot for recovery.
I know.
It's actually really good for your mental health too.
It's great.
It's good for like a lot of different things, but like recovery, mental health, it's really good.
My sister's very big on mental health, and she
Mhm.
has an ice bath in the morning. She sticks her head in it.
Yeah,
That's how
That's
she starts her
awesome.
day.
Yeah.
that's great.
She said
They
it's
say you
so
should
good
do
for your
cold
mental health and your
showers, yeah.
skin.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for your
Yeah.
skin, it's amazing.
I have a cold plunge like in my backyard.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to. I put it in my garage right now because it's been freezing. But once it starts getting warmer, I could do it whenever we want.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, Team G.
Yeah.
Nice.
They also asked if you have any recommended training equipment, or do you just?
Cold
Good.
massage gun. That's the biggest thing. I feel like just to break up the muscle and really like keep it from getting tight.
I would say
Um,
go to Roadrunners and get a customized sneaker.
Yes,
Like
it
with
would,
insoles.
yeah,
That's
the
true, I didn't
insoles, yeah, that's
that
a good
didn't even
one.
Don't
cross
just
my
don't
mind.
just
Yes.
order it online. I would go
Yeah.
to like a running store.
There's a running store
Yeah.
that take 3D imprints of your feet and get you a perfect insole for your foot.
Mhm.
yeah, they actually
Um,
mold it with like heat
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
fit your foot.
And
It's
then they
pretty
tell
wild.
you which shoe is probably best for you.
Yeah, between your shape,
Yeah.
your form, your arch.
Yeah.
Arches, yeah.
Wild experience.
Yeah.
It's the
One
closest
Sun
thing.
Ever?
No, they're
No,
they're in New
Roadrunners.
Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah,
Shrewsbury, I think. Red Bank.
yeah, but it's the closest thing you'll get to running the NFL
Would've never
Combine.
known.
Another
crazy.
equipment that is needed is probably the goos.
Yes,
Like during
Oh,
running.
yeah.
that's true.
I
If we're
hated
talking
them.
snacks and
Hydrated.
stuff, yeah,
Yeah, the goos, the chews, salt. I think is a big one.
Oh, like.
yeah, and a
So many
belt.
questions. What are goos and chews?
Goos are like
Like,
they're like little packets of just electrolytes and stuff that you
Caffeine,
take during
amino
your,
acids.
I hate
so
it.
it
run.
said recommended gels or snacks. Wrong.
Yeah.
Is that what?
I prefer goo.
The goo. Yeah.
I preferred
Yeah.
Pop Tarts,
The
but
G-
that's
Yeah.
not.
No, that's not
Crazy.
bad.
Yeah.
This is all
Another
so
good one
new.
is they're called cis. They're kind of like the goos, but the consistency is easier.
Yeah,
It's more
those were
liquidy.
nice.
They're bigger. They're like this big compared
Yeah.
to like
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
big.
They're a little
it's, like,
hard
harder
to fit
to
in a running
hold,
pouch.
yeah, to-
Yeah.
You need a good running bag,
belt, yeah.
belt.
Yeah, or like a bottle. I have a bottle that has like a zipper, so I keep all my goos in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is don't get the magnet one. Mine was falling apart. And I was
Oh.
like picking it up in New York.
Okay.
They said it was a military grade magnet. They lied to me. I bought it.
They're liars.
Yeah, but get one that buckles or get one that like
Oh,
attaches
oh,
to you.
oh, oh.
Don't get
A
the one that's a
watch.
magnet. And yeah, the watch. The watch is it necessary? No, but it's so much better than like going to your phone, like to check your pace and stuff like that.
I've been running with my phone in my hand.
Me too.
Because my watch honestly hasn't been good. Like
Yeah.
it's
I
telling
run
me
on my
my
watch.
time is so much slower than what
oh,
I'm
I
doing.
hate that.
Yeah, so I kind of just been using just my phone, which is kind of annoying, but I got so used to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I can
Yeah.
just look at my pace anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the equipment you need.
Oh, nipple tape.
Yes. Yeah.
And what's that? Glide.
Oh, Glide
for,
is good,
Like
yeah.
anti-chafing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Because otherwise you'll be in a lot of pain.
Oh, I almost forgot about nipple tape.
Yeah. I gotta get
Yeah.
new ones. I ran out.
I've never known this. It's crazy.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
My brother was traumatized with all the people that were running from like the bloody
I'm sure.
nipples. Like
Yeah,
you
you'll
bleed through
see
your shirt, like
Whoever
the
has white
streaks
shirt,
run
they'll
down.
have like a
I don't know if that's
red
too
mark like
graphic
that.
for this,
Yeah.
but it was pretty
Why?
because the
Because they
friction. You're
shave.
running for
Yeah.
hours and hours, so your shirt rubs against you.
Gotcha.
And men
Especially
don't
if
wear
it's
sports
cold
bras,
or
so,
like
like-
windy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Like
Yeah.
I've ran and it was like windy. It's just a 5-mile run I was doing, and I was running like this.
Me too.
Oh.
I was chafing.
Yeah.
And I didn't have anything.
Chris, I feel like because you said this before, if any of you have ever experienced any knee pain or shin splints, how to help a runner overcome it, this person needs advice
Yeah.
right now.
Strengthen the surrounding muscles. Do your actual strength training and stretch. That's pretty much what I got.
Yeah,
Shin
I was-
splints, ice. Honestly, you
Yeah.
gotta ice your shins.
I was
It's a
going to
big
physical therapy throughout my entire training
Yeah,
for my hips.
it helps a lot.
I think the cold plunge would help a lot of it too.
Yeah. And take a break if you need it.
I
If
was
you're going
just gonna
Yes.
say, listen
Yeah.
to your body.
exactly, listen. That's so much more eloquent than take a break.
Because
Listen
an
to your
injury is not worth it. It's just,
No.
I mean, you went through it literally.
Yeah, I as somebody who pushed myself past my limits, I can confirm it's not worth it.
Right.
All it did was make me have to train one more time.
I have a couple of Team G runners going to run this New York City Marathon, and I said, the only thing I ask of you is not to get hurt. Don't get
Yeah.
injured. Don't get hurt, because then that will be the one reason why you can't do it.
Oh yeah, and you
Yeah.
can forward them to me if they have any questions about getting hurt.
What's like one song that like you could picture yourself running to?
Oh, I love
One,
Bed
like,
by
Ben?
Joel Corey.
oh
I
yeah.
don't think I've
I
heard
don't,
that.
I don't know
Oh,
if I heard
it's
it
such
either.
a good song. I can run through a wall.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
listen
That's
to
good.
it.
Yeah, I gotta
add it
try
to
that
my
one.
playlist.
I have two of them. One of them, if I'm feeling really like, cause I get goofy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get goofy sometimes. I'll put on The Lion Sleeps Tonight,
Oh.
just to
Really?
run to a wimbo.
Yeah.
It feels good for some reason.
Yeah.
In high school, I ran to Champions by Big Sean, Quavo. It's a whole bunch of rappers,
Okay.
but like,
I showed you that song.
yeah, you did, and it's like a 5-minute song too. So like
Oh,
when I would
perfect.
run in high school, like we had to run 2 miles in under 14 minutes, and I was able to do it, and it took up a big
Oh,
chunk of my
snap.
time. Yeah. So it was nice because once I finished, I was like, okay, I'm 1/3 of the way in.
Okay.
Do I recommend that for a marathon? No, you would need like a 2-hour song, but podcast.
Yeah.
I have a few songs. I'm going back to your Doofy song.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs to run to is Crazy Frog.
Yeah.
It's so high
I gotta
pitched
listen
and
to
just
it.
constantly going. It's just,
Oh, okay, okay,
it's just,
okay.
it's just
Okay.
going.
Yeah.
That's like I need the music that's like that.
Do you have a
Energy.
blast? I have a blast.
Yeah, I blast
in
it.
Yeah.
my
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
song I put on like towards the end of my run,
Okay.
or like towards like a hard part in the run, and it'll help me get through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have it like twice on my playlist. And another one is Check Yes Juliet.
That's such a good running
Yeah.
I
song.
don't know.
We the Kings?
You're gonna have to show me this when it's over.
Yeah, it's a good
Okay.
one. One thing I'll add is sometimes, like for my training runs, I'll start with Chance the Rapper, Let's Go on a Run. Just because
Oh.
it makes me happy.
Okay.
And he's
Yeah.
like, it's after he got married, so like he's not on drugs, but he's happy. So like it's not his best music, but like that
Okay.
song is good.
It means a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's just he's so happy like when he does that one. Not that his new music is great, but you know. Sorry, Chance.
I feel like you guys answered the rest of the questions, so let's just end on the biggest piece of advice you have for someone wanting to run their first marathon.
I'm gonna be corny.
So
One,
this is the person who just wants to run their first marathon, not just run anything. Okay.
one foot in front of the other. Like it's physically, yeah, but like just do the first step. You got the first step, take the next step. Just keep doing it, keep going. Obviously this doesn't apply to everyone. I have a friend who ran, like she just decided I'm gonna do it. So her first marathon, she did the Goofy Challenge. No, the Dopey Challenge.
So
Yeah,
And then
awesome.
she flew to California and did the Coast to Coast,
Coast.
which if it's like, what is it, like 90? We did the math, right? What is it,
We
90?
did do the math and I forgot.
Not, is it 90 or 80? It's something like that, though. Like, it's more than 75 miles across 2 weeks. It's wild. So, like, to
Yeah.
do that, like...
And you gotta be on a plane in the middle
Yeah,
of
that
it.
would throw me.
Exactly. So, like, is that the best idea for someone that's probably starting? No. Shout out to Aria. You're a special kind of special for that. But at the same time, one foot in front of the other. Just take that step, take the next step, keep taking steps, and before you know it, you'll be taking the steps across the finish line, and you'll thank yourself for it.
I would say you either evolve or you repeat. So you're evolving and just get to Central Park.
I love
You will
that.
get the
Yeah.
job done.
It's good.
You evolve or you repeat. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really, really good. I like that.
I'm gonna say, honestly, sign up for it, and then you're gonna force yourself to train and be able to do it. And if you aren't training for it, you're signed up, you spent all the money, and
And
you're
join
just
Team
gonna
G.
do it.
Yeah, and join Team
G.
J.
You could
Highly
even
motivated
We
people.
will get you there.
talk
Yeah.
to me about getting started with running and stuff.
Yeah,
But Team G is a great way to start running.
Thank you.
yeah.
No.
Do you want to plug your Instagram, your new one?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a.
Where? I've always wanted to do that.
You almost ate the mic.
I got excited. All right. So where can we find you guys on the internet?
At speech, at speech with G.
Speech with G, and what do you post there?
Running content, speech and language content, motivational content. So I would love you guys if you could follow me there.
Awesome. Speech with G. It's in the description below. Check it out. Nick, where can we find you on the internet?
You could find me at run_with_Nick.
And
On
what do you post
Instagram.
there?
A lot of motivational stuff. My runs. I'm planning on posting a lot more content, so just stay tuned for that.
Awesome. That's a reference to a podcast I watch.
Use my
I've always wanted to do that. Yeah, if you guys want stretches and stuff, or you're into yoga, I've been uploading me doing yoga every day for the last 60. Today's gonna be 63 days. So yeah, if you need to feel better about yourself and see my belly peek out, or if you just want to feel motivated, check it out.
That
It's
motivates me.
if you go to TikTok and look up Chris Can Do It, I'm there. It's me. You know me. You'll see my face. You'll figure it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave a like. It goes a long way in terms of the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes. Can't promise they'll all be running oriented, but they will all have that mental health touch. And at the end of the day, everything's about your mental health. So what are you doing? Hit subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok individually as a brand. We have awesome content from all angles coming at you. Yeah, that's all we got. So don't forget to
Stay real.
stay authentic.
And
Stay valid.